Tonight we are looking at a whiskey from the Loch Lomond distillery, and it's called the Inchmurran, 18-year-old. It is a single malt, bottled at 46% ABV, non-chill filtered. Not so sure about the color. I did try to find a little bit of information. Not so successful, I can tell you that. I will put up a picture of this specific bottle that I am reviewing. It seems that there's quite a number of different colored bottles, different boxes, different tubes. So I'm not 100% sure that this is a sample whiskey. So I'm not 100% sure on exactly when this was bottled and produced. Now for this bottle, quite affordable, I think, at 68 euros at the online store where I bought the sample. I did pour it a while ago, give it a little bit of time just to climatize and to maybe release some of the nice aromas that we expect from a 18-year-old whiskey. Now, I could not find any information on the maturation, but from the nose, the first thing that I do pick up must have been some sherry cask influence. Absolutely lovely. Now, color-wise, it is 18 years old. Now, I did try to find some information with regards to color. Was not very successful. Didn't find any information. But if you look at the color, 18 years old. And I suspect a little bit of a sherry cask influence. Color looks perfect for me. On the nose, it is absolutely fantastic. That's the whiskey that I like. That's the sweetness that I like. It's got that sherry influences. It's got the sweetness to it, that raisin notes, that chocolate notes, that little bit of a dark fruit note, a little bit of a date note coming through, a little bit of a chocolate note coming out. Then I also get some spices, a hint of a vanilla, there's some cinnamon coming in. Also a little bit of an appley note, like a dark red sweet apple note. There's a little bit of a nutty note also coming out. A nutty note, like a little bit of a toasted nuts. And then I get a little bit of an old leather note, a little bit of a polish note. It is sweet, it's inviting, it's friendly, it's delicious. It is so lovely on the nose, and definitely something, well, I can sit here and smell it all day. Quite inviting. Now, if you look at the alcohol, 46% ABV, I don't really get any of that 46. I get a little bit, maybe 43%. It's well matured, well rounded, and there's no shock of youthful alcohol, that ethanol notes. You're just a nice mellow on the nose. On the taste, of course, cheers. Wow. There's an intensity to it. It's sweet, it's spicy, there's a peppery oakiness that comes through immediately after that initial sweet heat. There's quite a lot of oaky tannins coming through. Let me just want to make sure. Well, it's like a big contrast. You take that small sip, it is 46% ABV, take a small sip, and then you are hit with sweetness, and within half a second, you immediately feel that spiciness of the alcohol come through, that little peppery note that comes through, that hotness, even a little bit towards a chilliness, a little chilly bite in it, And then immediately after that, you get that oaky tannins coming through. It's like a dark espresso note, not the flavor, but that bitterness that comes through on that sip. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster. So you get that sweet, that quick spiciness, and then you are hit with a little bit of a bitterness, which is quite pleasant. As you know, I'm not a big fan of the bitter notes, but this one, wow, quite pleasant. Let me just try again. Cheers. I do get that leather note. I do get that dried fruit. I get a little bit of that raisins. I get a little bit of a fig note. I get a little bit of a prunes note coming through. And then I get that little bit of dark chocolate, that little pieces of 70% dark chocolate, that little bitter note coming out of that. Quite pleasant. Again, that journey that still going up and down, not unpleasant, but definitely there's a journey in it. Not a super complex whiskey. I was expecting maybe a little bit more. It's drinkable, it's pleasant. I just want to make sure on that oak. Cheers. This is for me, I think that it's a good thing to have that journey, that sweetness, and then I get a little bit of that spiciness, and then it moves into that little bitter notes, and then a hint of a sour note at the end. And then you are left with just a little bit of that, you know, the feeling that after you've had a nice espresso, you've got that hint of that bitter note in your mouth, something that like similar to this, but with a hint of a sweetness as well. So a little bit of a half a teaspoon of sugar in that espresso, just to lingering sweetness, a mixture well balanced between the sweet and the oakiness in the end. So definitely something that I would buy. Now, 68 was the price for this bottle. Still easy to find. I still have loads of it apparently. So I think it is a good price for an 18-year-old single malt whiskey. And I do like Loch Lomond. They make some fantastic whiskies. This is of course unpeated. They make fantastic peated whiskies as well. If you want to have a look about it, if you want to see some more on Loch Lomond, just go into my homepage and you'll find some more videos on Loch Lomond. So definitely not going to add water to this one. I think 46%, it's just perfect for me. So thank you very much for watching on this review of the Inchmurran 18-year-old single malt. What is your opinion? Have you tried it? Is this something that you would recommend for your friends? And as usual, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.